Hey, I'm Ryan with Wicked Edge, and today we're going to talk about using and caring for your strops. When using your strops, there are three things you always want to keep in mind. The first is that unlike sandpaper or your diamond stones, the higher the number, the coarser the grit. So you always want to start with your higher numbers, your 4, your 5 compounds, and then move down to your lower ones, your 1 micron, your 0.5 micron. The second thing is to make sure that you're working cleanly. So it's super easy to cross-contaminate your strops. So you want to make sure that your hands are always clean, that your knife has been cleaned off and is free of any debris, and that your work surface is clean as well. The third thing to keep in mind is with any strop is that less is more when it comes to the compound. It's super easy to add too much and for it to be super messy. So I always suggest to go super lightly, rub it in, get enough coverage, and then if you need it, you can always add more. So before you get started with stropping, you really want to make sure that you have everything organized and everything you'll need to get going. So the only other things that you'll need a roll of paper towels and a spray bottle with isopropyl rubbing alcohol. So now I'm going to show you how to apply the paste and the emulsions to the strops. So we're going to start off with the paste. The first thing I'm going to do is make sure that I grab the correct micron, this one's the 5 micron, and I'm going to apply it to the correct side of the strop. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to just squeeze a little line, a thin line, down the length of the strop, and use my finger or a cotton swab if you want to just rub it in down the whole length of the strop. I just want to make sure I cover every part of it. And then I do the same thing, make sure that I'm on the same side, the 5 micron side. Another thin line, and just rub it in again. Then I take my rubbing alcohol, I'm going to spray a little bit, I'm going to take the 2 strops, and I'm going to rub them together. And what you're going to feel as you do this is you're going to feel those strops sticking together, and that's exactly what you want. So for the emulsions, again, I'm going to make sure that I'm lining up the correct micron count with the correct side of the strop. And this, I'm just going to put 3 little dots down the length. And again, same process. Rub it in, make sure I'm getting everywhere. And like I said originally, less is more with this. So I don't have quite enough on here, so I just want to put a little bit more. Get it all the way down. The same thing. On the other side. And again, I take my rubbing alcohol, spray a little bit on. I'm going to rub those together, and again, I can feel them sticking. And now, I have my strops loaded up, and I'm ready to start stropping. So before you begin stropping, you want to make sure that you clean off your knife with some of that rubbing alcohol to make sure you get rid of any diamond grit or steel filings that may be left on the blade. Then what you're going to do is you're going to drop your angle by 2 degrees. So let's say that you were sharpening this knife at 17 degrees. I would bring that angle into 15 degrees. And that's because since the strops are soft, if they hit that edge, what they're actually going to do is they're going to round it. And we don't want to take away that beautiful edge you spent so much time sharpening. So we're going to bring it in and just really focus on polishing the bevels. Now, the difference also with strops is the stroke that you use. So you want to start down here at the back and then do up and away strokes. And that's because if I were to come down into that blade, it's going to cut right into that strop. So some just nice, easy, up and away, edge trailing strokes. So as you're stropping, you should feel them stick to the blade. If they're not sticking and if they're not catching onto it, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use a little rubbing alcohol, spray them down, and rub them back together, and you should feel them sticking again. So when you're ready to switch to a different grit of your stropping compound, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to clean off your blade. Again, this is to help prevent cross-contamination. So I just finished with my 1 microns, so I'm going to clean it off, and now I can switch to my 0.5s and just continue stropping. So if you start to see a lot of buildup on your strops, you can always clean them really easily. Again, just some more rubbing alcohol. And then just take a paper towel and wipe them off. You're not going to get everything off of there, but they will work significantly better. And then once you do this, you can just reapply the compounds like we showed you before. So when it comes to storing your strops, you can always use the plastic bag that they came in. You just slide them in. You don't have to worry about any of the compound on the bag. If you use just a little bit, it's not going to rub off on the bag, and you don't have to worry about the cross-contamination. So all the information you got today, it can be applied to any strop that you have, whether it's a wicked edge system or not. If you have any questions about stropping, about our compounds, reach out to us in the comments.